What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday. Y'all know what that means. That means we're about to have us a good old time tonight. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it. We have so much news to go over the week. Lots of things that were happening. Unfortunately, some sad things that happened today. We are going to go through the vast majority of those things. But yeah, oh man, sorry. Yeah, it was just some of the more recent news. I'm sure some of y'all have already heard, but we'll get into it in just a little bit. First of all, hold on. I think I need to say thank you to some folks real quick. I gotta say thank you so much to Low Key for your last Cash App, $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let's jump into some of these quick shout outs here, see who's here with us today. Jesus or Jesus. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Deborah, hello. What's going on? Another top vet in the building, top supporter. Appreciate you so much. J Mart, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Ms. Harper, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Are you here with us today or are you catching on the replay? And by the way, shout out to the replay gang as well. Let's see who else we got. Paul, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. 60 plus, how are you? Thank you so much. Kimmy, hello. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. So me, hello. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. Talented one, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm glad we can get on the same page because I know me and the talented one was going at it, going back and forth, talking about The Last of Us and everything. Which, by the way, I strongly encourage y'all. I love talking to y'all, right? Like I don't care if we don't agree. I don't care if we got different opinions. Like as long as we keep it respectful and everybody's just, engaging, I love it, right? Like I be telling y'all all the time, y'all don't have to agree with me. Now, I love it when y'all agree with me, but you don't have to agree with me because I respect everybody's opinion unless you start getting personal and disrespectful. That's when you just got to go. But I just wanted to say shout out to the talented one. It was a great conversation, man. And I'm glad that we were able to come back full circle with it at the end of it. But shout out to you. Kano, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. My man Didier's back. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Junya, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. My man Brandon K. Avery, Just My Opinion Reviews, is here as well. Y'all make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the brother's channel as well. We got some good things coming up soon. You never know. Let's see. Pamela, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Rhonda, the homie, is back. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. My man Nelson V is here as well. Good to see you. Let's see. SJ Evans is back. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. Another top vet in the building. Back-to-back vets with Shauna. Hello. Good to see you. Toby is here. What's going on? Super Mario, bro. Bo, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for being here. Another vet in the building. Treble Clef. Hello. Good to see you. ER's grandpa. Man, what has been going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you so much for being here, though. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Chauvinista. Did I say that? Chauvinista? I think that I got it. Let me know if I got it right. Chauvinista, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Boogie, what's going on? Thank you so much. Dorian, what's up? How are you? The homie, Kiki West is here. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Another homie with Zia Latrice. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for being here as well. My man AJ's here. What's up? Tanya, what is going on? How are you? Thank you so much. My man Terrence is here. What is up? Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. My man Sean is here. What is up? Anna, babe. Hello. Treese, what's going on? Chill Spot, how you doing? CJ, my man, what's up? Who else we got? Oh, there we go. My man Gray is here. Always a pleasure, man. Thank you for being here. Oh, my square. Thank you so much for being here. Tyra K, thank you. Always a good day when you are here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get this. Jaretron the Night. Did I get it right? I don't know. That's like one long word. Jaretron the Night. J Knight. Okay, we're just gonna go with J Knight. Okay, J Knight, what's up? How are you? My man Kenny Pierce is here. What's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Soto, hello. Travis, my man, what's up? Wilbur, how you doing? Theo, what's up? Namesake, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Char, hello, hello. Who else do we have? There we go. My man Puma Lee is here. What's going on? Christy, how you doing? Phyllis, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Shanika, hello, hello. There we go. My man Andrew's back. Good to see you. Christopher, what's up? What's up? How are you? Screaming Monkey, how you doing? L, what's up? 72, how you doing? And I think that is everybody so far. Thank y'all so much. Oh man, hold on. We got to give a quick shout out again. My man Wilbur, thank you so much for that, Wilbur, for the $20, for putting in that work. No, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. People saying it's buffering. I don't know. I paid the bill. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got nothing else running. Let me see. I don't have nothing on my end. Let me close out everything just in case. I don't know why it's buffering though. I ain't got nothing. I'm not doing. I don't know. Hopefully it gets. Look, hey, Comcast, get it together. You know, I paid my bill on time. I ain't got nothing else. But anyway, all right. So let's jump in. Oh, by the way, Wilbur, thank you again for that $20 cash app, man. I really appreciate you. You know, unfortunately, we do have to get into the bad news here. Hold on. Do we have? Is it really a buffering issue? Like, is everybody having a buffering issue? Because I don't know what to do if it is. But if it is, maybe try and close out and open it back up. Maybe. I don't know. But everything's looking good on my end. I don't know. But anywho, we're gonna go on. Hopefully all that gets resolved. Y'all, this hurt. I ain't gonna lie, this kind of took me by surprise earlier today. But unfortunately, we lost us another legend. Lance Reddick has unfortunately passed away at the age of 60 years old. I think at this point in time, it's probably very impossible that you have not seen this brother's work or at least heard him somewhere doing voiceover. This sucks because like I literally just got done watching John Wick 4, and if you know, he is part of the John Wick franchise. So you know, it just sucks because like he still has stuff that's gonna be coming out very soon. So I think he's gonna be playing Zeus in the Percy Jackson stuff. He's been in some video games. Let me see, there was some other stuff he was in. Let's see. So yeah, you probably know him from Angels Fallen, Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, he's gonna be in the Percy Jackson series that's coming up. I mean, most notably, you probably know him from The Wire. Like The Wire is absolute. That's where I first got introduced with him. Because I had never, I haven't watched Lost. I understand he was also on there, but I knew him as Lieutenant Daniels from The Wire, which by the way is arguably not even an argument. It's not a debate. That is like a top 3 greatest show of all time. And if you are one of those young folks, you've been watching Snowfall, you've been watching BMF, you've been watching Power, Ghost, all that's cool. I ain't no shade to them. That's cool. But The Wire did it better. Okay, The Wire did it better. So whatever you do, get you a chance to go watch that. Damn, everybody's buffering? Everybody? Oh my goodness. No, this is not good. Oh, I don't like that at all. I don't know what to do. Okay. It looks like it's going in and out, but either way, man, this guy was like, he literally just posted a couple days ago on his Instagram, because I think he was supposed to go to South by Southwest, the film festival, but he was not able to attend for whatever reason, and then boom, all of a sudden he shows up, passed away. So hearts go out, my heart goes out to his friends, family, all the fans, everybody that has like just known him. I haven't heard nothing negative about this dude. I just know everything I've seen him in, even that boo boo Resident Evil series on Netflix. He's never been the problem. He's never been a problem in anything. Like, this man shows up, he does his work, and he is always the best part, some way, somehow. He does his job, or he did his job. And I mean, I just wish I had a chance to either interview him or meet him. I never did get that chance. And it just kind of sucks because he was a really, really good quality actor. And he will be missed. He will be missed. Oh man, that sucks. It sucks. So if you have anything that you really like Lance Reddick in, let me know. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, we'll leave it from there. But condolences to his family and friends. Rest in power, sir. Rest in power. All right. Hold on. Did I see that right? Hold on. Let me see. Wait. Brandon, is that true? Phyllis Avery is your mom? Oh, snaps. Hold on now. Miss Avery, how you doing now? Okay. I didn't know we had Mama Just My Opinion reviews in here now. Okay, now, like, listen, I love it. We can make it a family affair. I love it. Good to see you. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate you. That is so dope. Let's see. All right, so we got through that. Now we're gonna do some quick movie news and updates. That's just so we can try and get to the main topics. So I'm gonna try and go through these a little quick. But I don't know if y'all even watched this. Did y'all watch this? Because I didn't. But apparently Willow is not coming back for season 2 on Disney Plus. Apparently nobody watched it. I have not heard anyone talk about it. I have not heard any good reviews about it. I ain't seen no videos about it. Like, it's just, I don't know. But it ain't happening. I think there was a lot of nostalgia, with the movie, but apparently that has not been big enough to carry over into this generation. So, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So I don't know if you sad about Willow. Let me know. A little bit younger guy, like in his 20s, and he had never heard of The Wire, and I was just like, bro. But he was like, man, I watched Snowfall, I watched BMF. I'm like, bro, like The Wire walked, so all those other shows could like just run. Okay, like, you wouldn't have half of these shows if The Wire didn't set the bar. Okay, I need people to put some respect on The Wire. Okay, like, and I saw people acting out of pocket on Twitter, talking about like, name one scene in The Wire that's better than something on Snowfall or BMF. Like, what? One scene? How about every scene Omar showed up in? How about that? Like, everything. Like, what? Oh, y'all need to understand the foundation. Like, come on, man. Don't play yourselves. Go watch The Wire. Go watch The Wire if you haven't already. Didier, what you got? As bad as Resident Evil was, Lance really displayed mad range on that show. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. Like, that, my man don't miss. Like, he's been in bad shows or bad movies, but he's never been the problem. He's never been the issue. He always delivered. So yeah, I'm with you on that. He was like one of the only reasons I even like watched it. Like, because that show was hard. That was hard to finish. All right, let's move on. What else do we have? Just again, quick news. We got Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth. Apparently, they're going to be starring in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which is going to be coming to Netflix. No one really knows which one is going to. Now, by the way, Frankenstein is the doctor. That's not the name of the monster. I know a lot of times people think the monster's name is Frankenstein. It's actually the doctor whose name is Frankenstein. So we don't know which one or who is going to actually play the doctor. They do believe that Mia Goth is probably going to be the love interest, some way, somehow. My guess if I had to guess, and again, I'm just spitballing this, I think Oscar Isaac might play the monster. Just because he's no stranger to being in a lot of makeup and costumes. Like, remember, I'm sorry, I had to remind y'all, he was Apocalypse, in that boo-boo X-Men movie, but and he was able to do it, you know what I'm saying? He was able to get in the makeup and costume and do the thing. And so I get the feeling that Andrew Garfield might play Dr. Frankenstein, and maybe Mia Goth might play his love interest, or whatever, in that one. So that would be my guess. If you guys have better guess, feel free to let me know what you think. But at the end of the day, I kind of trust Guillermo del Toro. Like, the dude has such a good eye when it comes to horror, monsters, and stuff like that. So I'm very intrigued. I mean, he took Pinocchio, a story that I really just never cared about, even as a kid, and he made that Netflix animated version like actually interesting. So I'm like, hey, if he wants to put his spin on Frankenstein, then I'm with it. Like, I'm curious. I want to see what it's gonna be. So y'all let me know. Are you interested in the whole Guillermo del Toro? Do you like this cast? Let me know if it's got your attention, your interest. If you don't care, that's cool too. Let me know in the comments below. Puma, what you got? Facts on facts. Every season of The Wire is fire. I will only slightly disagree with the last season, and it's not the fault of the show. Because I always say the only thing that has held The Wire from becoming the number one show for me all time. You can argue it, and I understand, but for me, the fifth season or the final season fell off because of the writer's strike. So the writer's strike really affected how the trajectory of the show went. So like like season 1, fire, 2, fire, 3, fire, 4, fire, 5 was kind of like, and things just didn't fit and didn't fall together right. So for me, the last season was a problem, but again, only because of the writer's strike. So, but if it didn't, man, that show would have been like literally the number one, in my opinion. But all right, let's move on. What else do we have? Oh, okay. Speaking of the upcoming movies, Denzel Washington is now in talks to join the Gladiator sequel. So funny, like now my man is doing sequels when before he wasn't doing any of them until the Equalizer. But now apparently he's cool with coming back. He's gonna partner up with Ridley Scott. And the last time they partnered up, he did, a little movie, nothing too major, called American Gangster. So the pairing of Denzel and Ridley Scott definitely is something interesting to me. We don't know what role Denzel is going to play in this. I mean, I'm very, very curious because I'm like, this was during the Roman times. What black people you about to display here? Like, is he about to be a king? Or is he gonna be a slave? Or is he gonna be a trader, like a merchant? Like, what you finna do with Denzel? That's all I need to see. Now, I don't think at this point of Denzel's career, he about to show up as no slave. I don't think he will. I'm just saying it'd be a great opportunity to see my man come through as an actual African king of some sort, but we will have to wait and see. But I do like the fact that he is just in it, right? Because to me, I'm thinking like at this point of Denzel's career, he's not just going to be joining into a movie just for the sake of doing it. Like, he's like, oh no, there's something special about this role that got my attention. All right, I'ma join in. So Gladiator 2 is coming, it's happening. They already got the lead actor and all that. I don't know, like, if I have to rewatch it. Like, I haven't watched Gladiator since it came out, so it's been a long time for me. I barely remember. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, okay? The only thing I remember in Gladiator, which I think a lot of people remember, are you not entertained? That's all I remember. Russell Crowe was great. Joaquin Phoenix, cool with his little thumbs down, but outside of that, I don't remember nothing from Gladiator. I don't know if y'all do, but I don't know. We'll see. But let me know, what do you think about Denzel being a part of this? Does it get your interest? Do you care? Do you not care? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, what else do we have? Oh, okay. So for some of us that are fans of The Last of Us, a lot of talk has been about like, well, what y'all gonna do for season 2, right? Like, and keep in mind, oh, okay. I had to make sure I wasn't nothing happening. Keep in mind, season 2 has not officially been greenlit yet, but of course, it's almost like inevitable that they're gonna do a season 2 because it's been like one of the top rated shows on HBO Max. So it looks like we are gonna get Last of Us. They are going to adapt part 2 from the video game, but into more than one TV season. This is what the showrunners basically said. When asked if season 2 will include the entire part 2 story, the showrunner said, no, no way. It's more than one season. And then they go on to say, you have noted correctly that we will not say how many, but more than one is factually correct. And like I said, HBO has not greenlit season 2 yet. But the creator did say something that I definitely was waiting for. There is more The Last of Us to come. It's quite possible that there will be a lot more infected later, and perhaps different kinds. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear because, as someone who has not played the game, I like the season finale. I like the series overall. The last episode I thought definitely was lacking with mushroom zombies. Like y'all should have put them in there because I was like, where the zombies at? This is why you brought me here. The drama was cool. The drama was cool, but like I also came for zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like that was part of my order, like you missing part of my order, like, yo, the burger is fire, but where my fries at? Like, I wanted the fries too, I'm just saying. So anyway, I love the idea that they are going to include more zombies. I'm a little worried about how much you about to stretch part 2. Now, I don't know what happens in part 2. Only I know one major thing unfortunately got spoiled for me, but there's a chance that the show might change direction. There's a chance that the show might not make that controversial decision that it did in part 2 of the game. So, I mean, look, The Walking Dead changed directions. The Walking Dead did a whole bunch of different things compared to the comic. So, I don't think it's like, 100% guaranteed that whatever happened in the second game is always going to happen in the second season or third season. I just hope that they don't milk it to the point where it's not interesting or it drags or some things feel like filler. That's all I'm hoping they don't do. But anyway, I'm here for more zombies. I'm here for more different types of them as well. I hope they add something new that we all, like whether you play the game or not. I hope they add something in there that all of us could enjoy, but we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, you let me know, how do you like the idea of there being more than 2 or at least more than one season for multiple seasons? Let's just say that because we don't know if it's only 2 or not. But how do you feel about multiple seasons for the second part of Last of Us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Kiki, what you got? I believe for Lou, oh, Last of Us. Okay, I'm like, who's Lou? I believe for Last of Us, they're going to start with flashbacks and work their way up to the beginning of part 2. Logically, it makes sense. Sure. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. I mean, look, you could do a lot of different things as long as the flashbacks don't feel like filler, right? Like, because for example, for me, and again, I'm gonna try not to spoil it for people that haven't watched, but for me, like the Riley flashback, it felt kind of fillerish to me, only because a lot of the stuff that they were doing, I was like, y'all could have condensed that in like 10 minutes. I didn't need 30 to 40 minutes of that whole scene. Y'all could have chopped that up, sped it up, chopped it up, done some things. Y'all could have made that 10 minutes and gave me the same story and kept it moving. So hopefully they don't drag it. But again, we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much for that, Kiki. I appreciate you. What else do we have? Oh, okay. All right. So let's move on. So, of course, last week I didn't do Oscar wrap up because I didn't feel like covering it. But the Oscars happened, and I think for the most part, it was actually a pretty good show. Like a lot of the winners and the presentation and everything that happened, I thought was cool. I thought it was decent. There were a lot of different things that happened. Shout out to Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you have not seen that, by the way, you should totally go watch it. It's a very good movie, in my opinion. But we got a lot of the things. So Everything Everywhere All at Once won Best Picture. Best Directing, of course, went to the Daniels, who did that same movie. Best Actor went to Brendan Fraser in The Whale. I thought it was going to go to Austin Butler, but Brendan Fraser was just as good. The only one I didn't really agree with was probably Colin Farrell, mainly because I think, in my opinion, Banshees of the Inisherin, I think that was overrated. In my opinion, I watched the movie, I saw it, I understood everybody's critique of it and praise of it, and I still felt it was overhyped and overrated. There was a lot of things in that movie. I was like, that's what y'all love? That's the performance for you? Y'all understood this without captions? Okay. Anyway, I mean, not a terrible movie. It's just not something I would have elevated to Best Picture, Best Actor, Best nothing. I wouldn't have put it up there. But okay, whatever. Different strokes for different folks. Best Leading Actress, Michelle Yeoh, so well deserved. Loved her performance in this. That was that. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan, of course, great role, great actor as well. Loved him. Now, this is where the BS happened. Yep, this is what. Yep, Best Supporting Actress in a role. Now, I thought Angela Bassett would have won that. But nah, it was Jamie Lee Curtis who won this. She won for some hot dog fingers. So the Academy said, hey, you know what's great supporting acting? Hot dog fingers. Not the strong, independent African queen who was grieving the loss of her entire family and carrying a movie for the vast majority of it, even almost outshined her own co-star. Y'all gave it to the hot dog fingers. And here's the other issue I have. If you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I want you to just notice something real quick. Hong Chow, yep, in The Whale, good, cool. Carrie Condon, in my opinion, once again, overrated. I'm sorry. I saw her performance. She was kind of forgettable for me in that movie. That was not like Best Supporting Actress material to me. But if you watched it, Stephanie Hsu was also in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Stephanie Hsu had probably the best performance next to Michelle Yeoh. But y'all gave it to the second other supporting actress and Jamie Lee Curtis. That don't even make sense. Here's the thing. Even if you don't want to give it to Angela Bassett, which I will argue all day and night for, the queen should have won. Even if you didn't want to give it to Angela, you couldn't give it to Stephanie Hsu, who had a better part, a bigger role, and a much more impactful performance in the same movie? But you gave it to the hot dog fingers. I'm not even going to bring up any potential racial issues. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to talk about racial bias. I'm not going to trigger nobody with getting too woke or woke-ish. I ain't going to do that. Because I know some of y'all just be having a whole fit if anybody talk about race. I'm not going to go there. My problem here is, where is the meritocracy that we were talking about the Oscars and voting should be based on? You can like Jamie Lee Curtis all day. I do too. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. But this ain't the role to be nominating her for and saying you blew all the other supporting actresses out the water. With some hot dog fingers? If you haven't watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, let me give you the best comparison I can think of as to how this compares. Hold on, because I want to get this right. 1 second. There we go. I want you to go back to an old movie. Y'all might have heard of it, The Dark Knight. Now, I am not comparing these actresses with any performers in terms of their quality of their performance like that. I'm not saying that this person is that person. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, if you haven't watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, but you have seen The Dark Knight, imagine if they said, you know what? The person that's nominated for Best Supporting Actor is Heath Ledger and the Joker, right? But nah, we're not going to give Heath Ledger the win. We're going to give it to Aaron Eckhart for playing Harvey Dent, Two-Face. That's what it was like to give Jamie Lee Curtis the award over Stephanie Hsu in the same movie. People would have been losing their damn minds. And here's the thing, Aaron Eckhart is a very good actor. I love Aaron Eckhart. Matter of fact, go watch Thank You for Smoking. Beautiful movie. Great performance. Excellent actor. But his role in The Dark Knight as Harvey Dent, as Two-Face, doesn't even measure to Heath Ledger as the Joker. That's the comparison we're talking about here with Stephanie Hsu versus Jamie Lee Curtis. So what does this really mean? What is the problem with this nomination and therefore win for Jamie Lee over Stephanie Hsu and Angela Bassett? My problem is this. First of all, y'all bypassed Angela Bassett a long time ago, too many times. What's Love Got to Do with It? And all these other fantastic roles that she has been in, and y'all just like ignored it. Okay, whatever. Y'all also been ignoring Jamie Lee Curtis since apparently the Academy just loves her now. Y'all didn't see her in Glass Onion. Y'all didn't want to award her in other stuff back then. So what ends up happening is this feels more like a, ooh, we done screwed up and you got some legacy. Let's hurry up and give you an award vote. That's what the Jamie Lee Curtis vote feels like right now. It feels like you didn't earn it for this, but because you've been around, because you got the legacy, because we just feel like we got to give you something, here you go. So what does that mean? It means she didn't earn this. She really just got an honorary award. And what's the problem with that? The problem is the fact that you're not at least awarding the people that actually did earn the award. That's the problem. So what y'all finna do? Y'all finna wait until, let's say, Angela Bassett reaches 100 years old and she's like in a little tiny little role, and then y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, now let's give her an award. Is that what y'all finna do? Like, in all the arguments I hear, like, oh, people are like, oh, well, Stephanie Hsu is too new. What does that have to do with anything? Or, oh, well, Wakanda Forever wasn't a Best Picture. So? We're not talking about Best Picture. We're talking about Best Supporting Actress. The performance. Ain't nobody elevating Wakanda Forever like that. We know the movie was mediocre, the Huff. Okay. We're talking about the role specific and what the person did. But y'all couldn't see that. So I don't want to hear about like nothing else, no, all these excuses or whatever. This was some nonsense. Okay. It doesn't matter how much you like Jamie Lee Curtis as an actor. Y'all know good and well, at least Stephanie Hsu should have got that, if not Angela Bassett. All right, I'm done with this. The rest of the stuff was fine, you know. Shout out to Ruthie Carter. She becomes, I believe, the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars for Best Costume Design in Wakanda Forever. That was great. What else did I like here? I was cool with all of these. Everything Everywhere pretty much won a bunch of stuff. Best animated film, Guillermo del Toro, Pinocchio on Netflix. Go watch it. I liked it. Best original song. Oh my gosh. Natu. I'm telling you, I told y'all this before. Go watch RRR on Netflix. It is so good. Look. RRR. All you got to do is watch it for 15 minutes. If you are not intrigued in the first 15 minutes, put it away. It's not the movie for you. But if the first 15 minutes, and if it catches your attention, if you are intrigued, you leave this thing on and let it play. RRR is fantastic. That I had so much fun watching that movie because it felt like a like an Indian version of Fast and the Furious meets The Avengers meets, I don't know, Tango and Cash. I don't know. Like, this movie was every action, sci-fi, fantasy, adventure I've ever seen. Like, it's so good. I was so shocked at how good it was. And even the little musical number was cool too. I don't know how they did that. I was tired watching them. I was like, man, y'all doing that not too a little too hard for me. I would have been done after the first round. But yes, that was absolutely great. Production design, All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah. Visual effects. I mean, my goodness. First of all, if Avatar did not win Best Visual Effects, like, everybody go home. Go home. All of y'all are drunk. I know y'all messed up with Best Supporting Actress. If y'all couldn't get that to Avatar, that would have been a major miss. Avatar had one job. Okay? It had one job. And that was to win Best Visuals. That's it. Ain't nobody looking for the sound. Ain't nobody looking for director. Ain't nobody looking for Best Picture. Even though it made like top 3 all time in box office. Don't matter. One job, get them visuals. My goodness. Let's see. Sean, what you say here? What's RRR? A great movie you should go watch on Netflix. Just watch it. Look, don't watch no trailers. Don't go Google nothing. Just go to Netflix, go to the search, hit RRR, and watch it. Just watch it. So good. I love it. All right, y'all let me know, what did you think about the whole Oscar stuff? Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. There was still one other piece to it. Did y'all know? Like, I know a lot of people don't like to watch the Oscars. I know it ain't for everybody. I get it. But you know what? The ratings for these Oscars in 2023 is the most watched of any award show in 3 years. The 95th Academy Awards drew an average audience of 18.7 million viewers. Not only its best showing since the pre-pandemic 2020 awards, but also the most watched award shows on any network in 3 years. Thank you, Will Smith. The Academy needs to be sending Will Smith a thank you letter right now. Go on and send it. I know y'all don't want to do it publicly, but y'all need to go send Will Smith a thank you letter right now. You mean to tell me that anybody and everybody that wasn't a movie purist or a movie fan, so we're not talking about y'all hardcore fans. We're not talking about the people that actually care about these awards. I'm talking about the average Joe. I'm talking about the average Jen, the average person on the street. Everybody tuned in because everybody wanted to see what was y'all finna do after the slap. You know good and well that's true. Stop lying. The Academy didn't do nothing special to bring people in to give it the highest ratings ever if it wasn't for the slap. And the reason why I say this is because I guarantee I will put money on it. Next year, watch them ratings dip. So I am so sure of it. Money, the ratings are going to dip because this is very similar. It's very similar to what happened with Ant-Man 2 and with Captain Marvel, the first movie. Captain Marvel made $1 billion, right? Captain Marvel made $1 billion. This movie is also rated one of the bottom movies in the MCU. But why did it make $1 billion? It sure wasn't for the movie. It definitely wasn't because it was so good. Why did it do that? Because everybody wanted to see what was going to happen for Endgame. Remember, this came right in between, right? That little sweet spot. We had Infinity War, and we was thirsty. We was like, yo, after that Infinity War, what else y'all got, son? Yo, Foggy, what else you got? You got any more of them Marvel movies? We was thirsty after Infinity War. So what happened? Anything Marvel dropped was getting all the eyeballs. It was getting all the theories. It was getting all the attention. That's how Captain Marvel got $1 billion. Ant-Man made the most money it ever made in the whole franchise because of that too. This is no different. Everyone, I ain't gonna lie. I tuned in because I was like, I just want to see what Jimmy Kimmel finna say about the slap. Is he gonna talk about it? Is he gonna joke about it? What's he gonna? How's the audience gonna react? I needed to see. I was curious. I mean, I was curious about Angela Bassett and all that too, but same time, I wanted to know what y'all finna do. Ain't nobody finna slap nobody. I know y'all too scary for that, but I want to know what y'all gonna say. And this is no different than when Oscar So White was trending the second time for the, again. And when Chris Rock was hosting that series, that award show got a lot of ratings too, because people was like, oh my gosh, Oscar So White, but y'all have a black host. What y'all gonna do? People tuned in to see what they were gonna say. So yes, thank you, Will Smith. On behalf of the Academy, that's what they should be saying. I'll say it for them. Not officially, but they should. Because after this, them ratings finna go down. Everybody talking about like, oh, what a nice show. Oh, this was so beautiful. Oh, this was so nice. Oh, the Academy, the awards are back, guys. The awards are back. No, they not. It's done for. Them ratings finna dip right back down to 13 million, 14 million, 12 million, something like that. It's done. Y'all better send that man an honorary award. Just look, don't put nothing on it. Just say thank you. Don't put his name on there. Don't even look. Just matter of fact, like don't even have the Oscar have his hands up. Just have him put his hands down or something like that and just say thank you. That's it. Anyway. What did y'all think about the Oscars? How, were there any snubs that you liked, didn't like? Did you even watch it? Were you also looking for the slap post controversy commentary? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right. 60 plus, what you got? If she played a villain or a servant, she probably would have won, just like they did Denzel when he won. He had to play a criminal. I hate the Oscars. Riri lost too, but I like the song that won RRR. Thank you so much for that contribution. Totally agree with you. I ain't gonna lie. I am not a fan of Lift Me Up. Every time I hear that, I'll be like, ugh. Like I know what it's meant for. And I'm not going to down people that feel something for it, especially if they relate that to Chadwick. I'm just saying that song just don't put me in that. Just the lift me up. It's not for me. It's not for me. Like I think of like 50 other songs to remember Brother Chadwick with and stuff like that. Y'all could just play the first Black Panther theme song, and that's gonna get me teary-eyed about Chadwick. But that song wasn't hitting for me. Just, no, I know what it was meant for, and I shout out to them for even doing something, but no, not too was better. And yeah, you know, the Academy does have a history of having a certain bias when it comes to rewarding Black talent, primarily when those roles are based off of negative stereotypes. You got to be a servant from the help. You got to be a slave, 12 years a slave. You got to be a crooked cop. You got to be a famous singer that's on drugs. You got to be a world dictator. You know, like you got to be all these negative things. But if you're a Black father, a Black single father that has a rags to riches story, nah. You know, if you're world class R&B singer, you know, nope, not happening. You know, like it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. But again, like I've said before, this is why they need more diversity in there. And y'all can miss me with the whole like, but they doubled their numbers. What's the big deal? When you go from 6 to 12, what's the big deal? And you got like 7,000 members. Like, but y'all doubled it. Like, yeah, whatever. People be getting fooled with these stats, trying to act like it really means something. Look at the numbers for real. Mike, what you got? Your post definitely got me to watch RRR, and yeah, 15 minutes is all it took. Very great movie. Thank you so much for that, Mike. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Listen, I'm just telling you what happened with me. I was watching this movie first 5 minutes. I was like, dang, that's messed up, man. This is wild. The next 10 minutes, I was like, yo, what is happening here? This is wild. The next 15, 20 minutes, I was like, yo, this movie is nuts. Then the next 30 minutes, I was like, oh my God, they're not going to stop. The next hour, I was like, what is happening? This is nuts. There's so many highs in this movie. Y'all just be missing out if you don't watch it. You missing out. It's got something for everybody. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it is wildly entertaining. Very, very entertaining. There we go. Pamela, what you got? The Oscars rating is like the Kanye taking the mic from Taylor Swift. He made her a household name. I didn't know her before that moment. Well, like controversy sells, right? Like the controversy probably made people even tune into the Grammys at all. You know, if that's even where it happened. I don't know. I didn't really watch it, but yeah, that is definitely something. Hold on one second. Thank you again. Bo, are you? Oh wait, no. Who is this? Okay, that looked like some spam. Yeah. Okay. No. Thank you, spam. No, thank you. I think the mods got that covered. Anywho, thank you all mods. I appreciate y'all. All right, let's move on. What else do we have? Because we got a lot of other stuff. Ooh, somebody finna be in trouble. Ooh. So, all right. During Ant-Man 3, this happens almost all the time. Like, there's always some plot leaks that come out. And Marvel be like, they don't like leakers. They don't like spoils, right? They don't like none of that. And I don't either. I'm not a fan of none of that stuff at all. However, it looks like enough was enough, and it is time for a change. Because Marvel is on the lookout and searching for the leaker of the Quantumania script. Ooh. So in mid-January, a document dozens of pages long turned up on a Reddit page dedicated to the Marvel Cinematic Universe spoilers. It was a transcript of dialogue from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, Marvel has filed a request in California court demanding that Reddit turn over information regarding the identity of the user who published the material. According to Variety, it's not clear yet whether Reddit will comply with Marvel's request for identifying information about the leaker. asked for comment. Reddit basically said, Reddit is committed to protecting our users' privacy. We have rigorous processes in place to assess legal requests and object when appropriate. Ooh. So Marvel is sick of y'all. Okay, basically. Marvel is like, yo, y'all not gonna keep leaking our stuff like this. Whoever it is, y'all finna get got. Okay. And they putting pressure on Reddit to let them know who that person is. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Reddit shut that thread down, the Marvel spoilers thread or whatever, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look one way or another. But I will say this, I'm here for that. Because to be honest with y'all, unfortunately, a lot of these movies I think do get hurt by spoilers. When you have people when you have movies that really try to center a certain surprise in the film, all the leak does is change and alter people's expectations for that movie. So, for example, if you know that, the bad guy was, I don't know, the brother all along, you're going to go into the movie and be like, okay, I already know the brother is the bad guy. What else you got? Well, if that's all the movie had, you're not going to be walking out there impressed, right? Compared to if you didn't know and it really threw you for a loop. So I'm fully supportive of Marvel out here and basically putting their foot down. And they like, look, y'all not finna keep leaking our stuff. We're gonna put some legal pressure on y'all. And even if they don't get it here, I'm glad and I'm hopeful that it might slow down the amount of leaks later on. But I mean, and look, that's something else on Marvel. Like, what are y'all doing? Who are y'all giving stuff to that's I mean, a script? Like, y'all don't have like individuals with like a handcuff on the briefcase or something? Like, maybe y'all need to step y'all security game up too. Maybe, but hey, either way, I'm here for it. Y'all know I don't like spoilers anyway. So I have no problem with Marvel doing all this, but because look, at the end of the day, and we're going to talk about this too, because the same thing happened with Shazam. I want the movies to do their own legwork, right? Like, I want to go into a movie. If you're trying to surprise me and do it well, right? Like, don't let the internet influence me. We're living in a different age now. We're living in an age where people feast off of rumors and love to, get leaks and stuff. And then it's not like they just keep it to themselves. They go spread it to other people because they don't want other people to be happy, or whatever. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think, though, about Marvel taking legal action. Do y'all think that Reddit should give up the identity of these people? Because think about it. You are infringing on, Marvel's rights. Like, you're taking money away from Marvel in a sense. If people read the script and was like, oh, this movie looks whack or it sounds terrible, they're not going to go watch the movie. So again, that might influence people not to go see your movie. So I'm just saying, from Marvel's perspective, from a business perspective, you're taking something that's confidential and you're putting it on your site, and it could hurt their business. Now, at the same time, Reddit is like, yo, we just here to host people. Like, we're not really, that's it. Like, we're not really telling people what to do, not to do. Like, they got a policy too, and they're a privately owned company. It's two privately owned companies. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think that because, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know this for sure, but I think that because it does affect business, and maybe they can argue it's theft in a sense, or an infringement on copyrights, maybe. Because there's something illegal happening, I think that's where maybe Marvel wins, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a trademark lawyer, not a copyright IP lawyer, but I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. I think this is if Marvel wins, right? So if Marvel wins, let's just kind of think of that. If they win, no website is safe. If you think about it, if Marvel does a suit and they force Reddit, let's say a judge agrees and forces Reddit to give up that name, oh, y'all not gonna be anonymous for nobody with nowhere. You can't go you can't be like, oh, let me go make a Tumblr site. No, Tumblr, you got to cough up them names too. Like nothing is gonna be safe if Marvel wins that case. Again, I don't care because I'm not sitting here worried about that. But if you do something illegal on a website, trying to be anonymous might not work out very well for you because they can track your IP and it's a long process, but they can find you. They can find you. But anyway, y'all let me know. What do you think? Should Reddit not give it up? Should they, do you think Marvel's gonna win? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Nelson, what you got? Tom Holland and Ruffalo spoil MCU content too. Yes, they do. I think they've gotten better with it because I think Marvel has gotten to the point where they've even made jokes about it. So I don't think that they're as reliable anymore. Keep this in mind too, because other actors have said that this is what happens. Marvel puts people through training. Like if you're an actor and you're signing on and you sign that NDA and all that, they put you through training so that way you don't get caught up by the press or anybody to leak information. So every time you see people, doing interviews and they're like, "Oh, yeah, my character, I don't know. I don't like they've gone through some level of training, which actually I kind of like because I feel like it's a nice little cat and mouse game. Like if I can ask you a certain question to get you to spill some information, then I know I won. You might get in trouble, but I won. But anyway, but yes, that is true about both of them. Kiki, what you got? Where did you get your shirt of the Green Ranger from? I need one as the White Ranger because he was the GOAT. I don't think I have the green. This is the Black Ranger. I got the Black Ranger here. I don't know if my color is off. But I don't remember where I got this one. I think I got this one off the internet somewhere. I think I just typed in Black Power Ranger drip. I think. But yeah, that's I got this a while ago, so I didn't even make this. So but thank you so much for that. And it is debatable about the White Ranger. No, is it? I don't know. White Ranger was cool. Green Ranger was he was a problem too. Green Ranger did some things. He did some things. All right, man. I don't know. That's another conversation. Nelson, some folks intentionally spoil to make the movie fail. Yeah, that's true too. And again, it's like, why? Like, if the movie's whack, it's gonna fail on its own. Like, you don't need to help these movies fail at all, But yeah, I don't know. I'm anti-spoiler, so I'm the wrong person to talk to about this. I don't like leaks. I don't like spoils. Because I understand how it can affect the movie going experience. All right, let's move on. We got a quick Blade update now, as we've talked about on this channel multiple times. It is well established by now that Marvel is where it's at today thanks to Blade. Okay, Wesley Snipes came in, proved that the superhero movies can do something, save Marvel from bankruptcy, etc. And that was it, right? You wouldn't have an MCU without Blade. Fast forward, Marvel announced that Blade was coming. We got two-time Oscar award-winning actor Mahershala Ali to star as Blade. That was in 2019, pre-pandemic. Great, wonderful, loved it. Every single thing that was announced right along that time got pushed into development or actually produced and developed, except for Blade. Okay, we got Loki, we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got WandaVision, we got a couple movies, we got all these things except for Blade. So then, as we continue, about a month before production starts, the director for Blade drops out. How you gonna drop out right before we start? And then we start to find out that the script is boo-boo. Lackluster action scenes, not so great of a what? In a Blade movie? And you got boring action scenes? No, we can't do that. So they finally got a new director. It's like some French guy, don't know. And okay, doesn't sound too bad. Now, one issue I do have. We ain't heard nothing else about who else is going to be in the movie, any casting updates, nada. That ain't a good look. I don't like that. But we do have one little tiny update. And this update does come from the same guy who, Jeff Snyder, he's been dropping a whole bunch of inside information. He was the guy that gave us the whole recasting of Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross and Harrison Ford. So far, he's been pretty reliable with things. And one thing that he did report was that Mahershala Ali is demanding changes to the MCU script. Now, I am going to take this as a positive thing because according to this report, Mahershala Ali, again, according to this rumor, Mahershala Ali believes that this is his movie, right? Like Blade is his character. And you know what? I'm very okay with that. I want my actors to feel a sense of ownership of the characters, not that nobody else can play them or it's mine, nothing selfish like that, but a sense of pride. I want them to be like, nah, my name is going to be on this. You can't just put me out there with any old trash. So it does concern me that the first time they hired someone, they let that boo-boo script linger for so long, because it was like a good year or so that they had a script and it was like nobody thought it was bad. Nobody couldn't jump in and be like, yo, that's whack. Yo, maybe we should change that up. So nobody had eyes on this all this time. So if Mahershala Ali is like, yo, we got to change this, change that, do it. He's a 2-time Oscar award-winning actor. This man has nothing but reverence and respect for Wesley Snipes that came before him. He knows what the character means to the culture. If the man's not happy, change it. Because right now, I'm sorry, Marvel, but y'all haven't shown me a lot of faith that you care about this property. I mean, you just go ahead and you go grab some other director and all this. Like, it seems like y'all dragging y'all feet with this process. Now, I'm sure there's probably other stuff happening behind the scenes, but at the same time, I'm seeing a whole bunch of other legwork with a whole bunch of other things. And the one property that made sure you were in business is not getting the tender, loving care that I know y'all gonna give to Fantastic Four. I know y'all gonna give it to X-Men. Please put some respect on Blade. That's all. Put some respect on Blade. If Mahershala don't like it, why did you hire him? You hired him because this man knows what he's doing. You hired him because this man cares about the craft of acting. He loves movies. If he don't like something, then maybe there's something wrong. Because clearly, nobody at Marvel saw anything wrong. Nobody saw anything wrong with that previously boo-boo script. But now my man is speaking up, allegedly, and saying something about it. Listen to him. Change it. So I'm taking this as good news that he cares this much about the property, and that he's willing to like not just go along with any old BS type of script that they just put in front of him, and he's willing to actually make it work. So I'm down with it. I'm taking this as a positive. Thank you, Mr. Ali, for caring about Blade, because somebody needs to. Let me grab some of these comments. So confused right now. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What? Go find some business. Okay. The AK is in the house. Thank you, dear. Okay. After that commercial break. Nelson V. MCU hires more black writers for Blade. Stop playing. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Because I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. Like it just I need to hear more than just rumors. That's all. I need to hear more. I need to hear some excitement. I need to hear somebody saying, like, yo, I've seen Blade. I'm excited. Listen, I want to hear, and we're gonna get to it. I want to hear the same type of energy that WB is putting into the Flash with Blade. We'll get to it coming up, but that's the type of energy I want to hear. You hear James Gunn, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen. You hear David Zaslav, my goodness, Flash is the best thing ever. We don't even care if Ezra Miller is a whole problem. Man, I need y'all to put that same energy into Blade. That's what I want to see. Mo, what you got? The MCU leading hero movies need to learn from Matt Reeves' Batman, making sure the hero is the centerpiece of the story, not the supporting characters. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like what I was talking about in my most recent post on Twitter, where I had talked about how like Bob Iger was right. You know, every movie does not need a sequel. Every character does not need a solo movie. Like, and it's not that you shouldn't do any at all. It's just that you have to really ask yourself, does this character really need this much attention? And if you do have a movie about this character, is it about that person? Because in my opinion, and I've talked about this, well, I'll post my Shazam review probably tomorrow. I was like, man, y'all forgot about y'all main character. Like the main character is there, but like the movie's all over the place amongst other issues, you know. So you have to focus on it. Look at Ant-Man. Ant-Man was not even about Scott Lang. It was about Cassie. It was about Kang. It was about MODOK. It was about your main character. You forgot Wasp. Wasp was the co-star. Y'all forgot about her. So yes, you should focus on it. And if you're not going to focus on it, here's the thing. If you're not going to focus on the main character, don't do the solo movie. Just make it like a joint thing. They should have never called, let's say, I know I'm picking on it, but Ant-Man should have never just been called Ant-Man and the Wasp. It should have just been called Quantumania. Just call it Quantumania. And then you happen to have Ant-Man in it. You happen to have Kang in it. You happen to have what? Stop naming these after the characters, and you're not going to focus on the character. It's a waste of time at that point. A lot of times these characters have value in being complementary or just supporting roles, and that's okay. Look at the Hulk. Go back and look at Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok I think did a great job of doing both of what you're talking about. It focused on Thor, but at the same time, it also showed us Hulk in a complementary role, expanded his story a little bit, but it wasn't like Thor and the Hulk. It was like it stayed focused on Thor. So yeah, you have to make those better decisions when it comes to these movies, because man, they just been a miss lately. I don't know. Nelson, Hope Mackie is doing the same for New World Order as well. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, are we going to is that movie going to focus on Captain America? Or is it just going to be about all these other things, and Captain America just so happens to be in it? I hope it's the former and not the latter. I mean, if you're gonna make a solo movie for Captain America, this needs to be about Captain America. Other things can be happening, but it needs to look at Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was about Captain America learning I can't even trust my own government because Hydra, this, that, whatever. Oh man, it changed how this man operated. It changed his vision and whole perspective. That's character development. That movie was so good because we were with Cap, we understood Cap, we saw him dealing with Bucky and all of that, but we also saw this man literally change and go from one Cap to a different type of Cap. That's what we need to see moving forward. I hope they do something like that with Mackie, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't always have that much in there. Dear, you got another ski weed. Okay, all right. Thank you, Tyra. Thank you, Tyra. Yes, y'all apparently on the same page with that. I ain't gonna say no more because my ears hurt. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, Natalie. I was getting my locks retwisted, so I'm late. Did we talk about Queen Mother and the Oscars? Could we talk about Bel Air getting to season 3? Yes, you are a little late. We have talked about it, so just rewind just a little bit to the Oscars talk. I think I went in on that a little bit much there, but we did talk about the Queen. Bel Air, unfortunately, I had to make a choice. It was either you're talking about 3. So yes, Bel Air did get greenlit for season 3. I have to catch up. I haven't even watched season 2 yet. I have other shows that I have to watch for press obligations, and then I have another show I gotta watch for y'all to break that down. And I don't want to talk about it because if I do, then the other big networks they're gonna start looking into it. And I want to lead the charge on this one. So anyway, but yes, thank you so much for that. Just go on, scroll back, and you can get to the Queen talk right there. Well, hold on, boss, what you got? I just don't want Blade to become another Superman. Stringing an actor along, the disrespect. P.S. Did you see my Venmo? Whoa, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I am totally with you on that. I definitely don't want them wasting Mahershala Ali. I mean, my man, if I'm not mistaken, is already 50. I don't need y'all like waiting 10 years for another one. Like, stop dragging your feet with Blade, please. And then it's gonna sit here and talk. Don't be sitting here waiting until he gets old and pass the mantle and all that. Like, please don't. Let me see. The Venmo. I don't even really be using Venmo like that, but I think I see it. There we go. There we go. Oh, thank you oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that. Bam. I just gave you a heart right there. Thank you, boss. I appreciate you for the $25 Venmo. Really means a lot. Thank you so much for that. Mo, what you got? I feel like we're gonna have another year where other movies are gonna get outshine other movies are gonna outshine comic films, and Flash will be the only good one for the year or for that genre this year. It's possible. Now, to be fair, I've heard that Guardians of the Galaxy is really good. Supposedly it's the best out of all 3. I don't know about that yet. Ain't nothing in the trailers telling me that it is. It could be. I haven't seen it. I do still have hope for Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. I do not have a lot of hope for the Marvels, but I've heard that it's more positive. But then again, I heard Ant-Man was more positive too. So, I'm gonna trust my eyes on that one. But the Flash, listen, ain't nothing but positive. I ain't heard nobody. I've never seen so much positive energy behind a film like the Flash outside of like Infinity War and Endgame and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying they're gonna be on that level. I'm just saying the level of pressure and hype that I've heard from people that have seen it or people that are connected to it. Like, there's something different about it. It's something different. So I think you on to something there. All right, let's move on. Another quick rumor. Mephisto, yes, once again. Now we talked about how the rumor so far was that Mephisto was going to be in Ironheart. And that was actually a rumor I was able to verify myself. So that one I know for a fact that, like, okay, they're gonna probably do that, or at least it's very strong. Marvel could still change things up, but it's a very, very strong likelihood that that will happen. And of course, it is going to star Sasha Baron Cohen, who is Borat. Borat is going to be basically the Mephisto of the MCU. But this new hot rumor is coming from the same guy, Jeff Snyder. He's the same guy that gave us, the Harrison Ford news and the recasting and all that. He's also saying that Mephisto is going to get a Disney Plus special. But not only that, it says, according to Snyder, a Marvel Studios special presentation about Mephisto is shooting right now on the set of the upcoming Disney Plus series, Agatha Coven of Chaos. And I will say that, that makes sense. Now, I have not verified this yet. I don't know if it's true or not. But I will say that it sounds likely. So take it with a grain of salt, but it does make sense if Mephisto is going to be a thing, right? Which I do believe strongly that he is. But if Mephisto is going to be here, it does make sense that he would be connected to Agatha in some way, shape, or form. I mean, she did have the Darkhold, and it is all about witches and magic and stuff like that. So that would make sense. My only concern, if it is also true that they're going to give Mephisto his own Disney Plus special, my only concern is, like, please do not make him too goofy. That's it. That's all. I don't need him being silly, wacky. Like, don't give me Borat as Mephisto. I don't need that. Like, I'm not saying that Mephisto has always been the most serious character. I'm just like, I'm just done with the slapstick humor. That's all. I don't need it. I'm not saying he can't have funny lines. I'm not saying that funny things can't happen. I'm just saying, like, yo, don't make this character silly, slapstick, goofy. That's all. That's all. I mean, I know the actor can play both because he has been in good roles where, like, he's not acting like Borat, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like sometimes Marvel will be in such a silo with things that they'll be like, "Oh man, we have Borat. This is so cool. All right, yeah, just have fun with it." Yeah, y'all fell into that trap before. So just chill out. That's all. That's all. Anyway, what do y'all think about this Mephisto rumor about him getting his own solo Disney Plus special? Do you like that idea? Do you want, do you like him maybe just only featured in the background of things? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see, Didier, what you got? In my opinion, I think Sasha would have been a perfect Mr. Sinister, especially if you've been reading the latest X-Men run. So I know what happens in the latest one. I have not read it yet, though. Only because I want to kind of like let it breathe for a little bit, and then I'm gonna just jump in and binge through it. But he absolutely could be one, right? He could be a great Mr. Sinister, but you know, they want him as Mephisto. Again, it's gonna depend. I don't know. I'm just getting more down the more I think about the potential of them making him goofy. I'm just, it's just gonna turn me off. I just know it will for me. But anyway, thank you so much, Didier. I appreciate you. Nelson, what you got? I know a YouTube channel is excited about Mephisto. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Finally, yes, now we can make 15 different videos that ain't gonna go nowhere but make millions. Hey, I'm sure they will. That's one. Hey, Good on them. Good on them. I won't be watching. But thank you so much for that. Now I just got done saying. I just got done saying. So if you watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you know Scarlet Witch was the villain. Sorry if you haven't seen the movie by now, spoilers. But Scarlet Witch is dead. Now, I don't think she's dead, but she's gone. Fine, whatever, right? So a lot of people have been talking about, like, man, is she gonna come back? How does she come back? Well, you got a multiverse. I mean, heck, we did see two of them in the same movie, so anything could happen, right? And Elizabeth Olsen has been going around talking about, like, oh, she felt like she wasn't getting all these other roles because she was stuck doing Marvel movies, blah, blah, blah. She's fine. So she has weighed in on the potential return of the Scarlet Witch. And this is what she had to say. So apparently, Elizabeth Olsen wants Wanda, or Scarlet Witch, to have a lot more humor and redemption whenever she returns to the MCU. She ended up saying, hey, we can do anything with her now. I feel like we've done so much. Now we can really have fun. I feel like there's a lot more humor to be had with her. She's often the emotion of a story, and I'm curious to see what we can explore. And hopefully, we can give her some redemption. Elizabeth Olsen wants more humor. She wants more humor for the Scarlet Witch. No, thank you. Pass. Not needed here. Nope. For what? When has that worked? Like, seriously, when in the MCU has that really worked outside of maybe Thor Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok is the only one that I could think of right now where they finally did a little humor and it was like it worked out for the best. But then when they put a little bit too much in Thor 4, that didn't work. Ant-Man thought that they needed more humor too. That didn't work. Not for the majority of people anyway. What are you doing? Is this how things happen in Marvel? The actors like, oh, I think they need more humor. And y'all just greenlit it and let that happen? Ma'am, I don't need no more humor from Scarlet Witch. All I need from Scarlet Witch, do that little witch thing with your fingers, cast some spells, and that's it. That's really it. I don't need nothing else. Okay? You don't need no more humor. You had your time with WandaVision. Okay, when you was kind of funny, but then you was like scary. That's it. I don't need nothing else. And the MCU right now does not need more humor. I've already told y'all the MCU in general right now needs to grow up. It needs to grow up because they've been acting real childish for a little too long. I mean, this Thanos didn't teach y'all nothing, and y'all out here kiki and goo 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 ha 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 and out there. Like, chill out, laughing at cancer, having fun with MODOK and stuff. What are y'all doing? Scarlet Witch don't need to be funny about nothing. Only thing you about to be funny with is that money. Stop being funny with the money. Talk about you need some more humor. No, you don't. You need to cast some more spells. Get out of here with that. Anyway, do y'all agree with Elizabeth Olsen? Maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all want to see a funnier Wanda again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Sean, what you got? What comics you currently reading, man? Oh man, right now I'm not reading anything. I was waiting for the Ridley run of Black Panther to finish. But I even got turned off with that. Like, I started like the first couple, and I was just getting turned off the more I saw how much they were just abusing T'Challa. But I am kind of a little optimistic with Eve Ewing, who's taken over. But right now that's about it. Like, I'm more in movie and TV show mode now, and then probably closer to the summer-ish, I'll get back on the comic run. But yeah, that's anyway. Black Panther kind of turned me off for a little bit. But thank you so much for that. Baker, what you got? Elizabeth, please just act in the role that you're giving. Because if this is your feedback for the character and her growth, please have several seats. That's all I'm saying. Like, yes, yes. Who told you she needed to be funny? Like, who told you that? You could be funny off air. Yo, say that for the bloopers, right? Go be funny for the bloopers, for the little Marvel assembled little whatever little after show. Say that for the late night shows. You know, we don't need that right now. Okay? Like y'all, Marvel is suffering right now. Now, I don't think it's the end. I don't think it's terrible. I'm just saying, y'all on the decline. That ain't the time to laugh. Okay, when people on the decline, that's not the time to y'all laugh when y'all broke. Y'all laugh when y'all lose your job. You laugh when you fail in school. Y'all be laughing. I don't. That's the time when you got to buckle up and get serious. I don't see what's funny. What's funny? Your kids ain't real. Your husband is a robot. He ain't even real no more either. What's funny? What's funny? Get out of here with that. Anyway. Oh, now here's something I can get excited about. It's Across the Spiderverse. I told y'all this is my movie. I cannot wait to see this. This is definitely one of my most highly anticipated films. The last Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse I thought was fantastic. Arguably one of the best Spider-Man movies, period, to date. I've also told y'all that whenever it comes to any type of like interview, you don't want to talk to Kevin Feige about Spider-Man. Kevin Feige ain't finna give you nothing. You want to go talk to Amy Pascal. Pascal's the one that can usually give you a little something extra, right? So she's the only one I'm paying attention to when it comes to any information about anything Spider-Man related. And luckily, we got a little bit. It's not a lot. We got a little bit of update with Spider-Man's Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. But first of all, she actually teases Miles Morales live action debut. Now, in case you didn't know, Miles Morales was already teased back in Spider-Man No Way Home. No, I'm sorry, Spider-Man Homecoming, where Donald Glover showed up and was like, yo, I got a little nephew because he was the Prowler. So, okay, Miles exists. We don't know where Miles is. We don't know how old he is. We don't know nothing, but he exists. Cool. So the question came up, when are we going to see live action Miles Morales? So, you know, Kevin Feige would be like, I don't know, multiverse someday. I don't know. This is what Amy Pascal ended up saying. She said in an interview with Empire Magazine, she ended up saying that fans will have to wait a couple of years for Miles Morales' live action debut. Okay. Couple of years. You know, in my head, a couple of years sounds like 3, 4, maybe 5 tops. That's what a couple sounds like to me. It sound again, and I'm guessing, I'm not basing this off anything. I'm guessing in the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, that's probably gonna be where they tease him. And if it's not in that, you still got Secret Wars, you still got Kang Dynasty, you got all these other little things where like you could just see him. Doesn't mean he gonna get a full movie, but we might see him. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in the comics, he was in Secret Wars. So maybe that's where we finally see his live action debut. And then, you know, maybe somewhere like in the future, we see like the actual origin story, etc., etc. So I'm cool with this. I like this. This interview actually goes on a little bit more with Shamir Moore, who voices Miles Morales in the Across the Spider-Verse movies. And Mr. Moore said he also talked about the potential of playing a live action version of Miles, with him even claiming that everyone knows that he would be perfect for the role. He ended up saying, I feel like everyone knows I would be a great live action Miles Morales. As I left the theater after the premiere, Jamie Foxx looked at me like he knew. I think Tom Holland knows too. Moore goes on to say, it just depends on how old they want Miles to be by the time they're ready to do a live action movie. That's the conundrum with whether or not I end up playing him. Now, if you don't recall Shamir Moore, or Shamik Moore, I don't know, Shamik Moore. If y'all ever saw the movie Dope, he was in that. But this is Shamik right here. He was in Dope. Very good movie, by the way. I love Dope. Dope was really good. And like I said, he's voiced Spider-Man as well. He was in Cutthroat City. Don't recommend it. It wasn't a very good movie, in my opinion. But yeah, but here's my thing though. The brother, if this was in 2015 when he was in Dope, I'd be like, cool. My man is 27 years old. Okay, he's 27 years old. Bruh, give it up. The dream is over. It ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. I know you could play a little younger, you know, he could play somewhat younger roles, but Miles is like a teenager. He's a teenager. I mean, that ain't you, bruh. Like, you look older than Tom Holland does right now. So, and Tom Holland barely looked like an adult. Like, I'm just saying, like, you look older than him. And so what you really need is, especially if they have Tom Holland and Miles Morales interact, if that's what they want to do, you need someone that looks younger than Tom Holland, because Peter Parker, unless they get a whole different Peter Parker, but that's another story, he's going to be the one that kind of sort of mentors Miles Morales potentially in the MCU, maybe. So the same way it was a pipe dream for Donald Glover, and my goodness, Donald Glover would have been a fantastic Miles Morales back in the day. It ain't gonna happen. Shamik Moore, sorry, brother, you're doing a great job voicing, but I just don't see it happening unless they cast you as an older version of the character. But I don't think they're gonna want to do that either. So if Amy's sitting here talking about a couple of years till we even see the live action, and you 27 right now, the math ain't mathing, bro. It ain't gonna work. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like them dragging their feet with this too. Like, get Miles on the screen. You saw what kind of success Miles just had in the animated form. You don't think people would be on that too? With the live action, man. Look, either Sony's dropping the ball or Marvel, somebody. I don't know. Y'all don't like money. I don't know why. I don't know why. Boss, what you got? X-Men cartoons have more gravitas than these movies. Yeah, that's also very true. Like, you should never, if your animated stuff is going harder than your live action, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, what is happening here? No, not good. Thank you for that. Thank you. Didier, what you got? They gonna wait a while because you can't have Miles and Peter being the same age. Yeah, exactly. Like, you gotta have, unless you playing with some multiverse stuff, Peter's got to be a little bit older. He's got to be the mentor, you know, the person that Miles looks up to. So even in the video game, you know, like, Peter is graduated college already. He's flying off doing stuff. And Miles is like 17, 18, right? So you got to at least have like a 5, 6, 7, 8 year gap between the two, you know. But yeah, that ship is sailed. It is sailed. At least for Shamik, it is. Thank you again, Didier. Appreciate you. Nelson, thank you so much. Miles Brown from Blackish can play Miles Morales. They better hurry up. I like it. I like it. And I like it. I forget if Miles is also Afro-Latino or not, but I hope they do give it to an Afro-Latino, because I don't want the Latin community to kind of like feel ostracized here. Like, you know, Miles is biracial. Like, Miles is Puerto Rican and Black, you know, so I want all those sides to be equally represented. So if you can get an actor that has that, that's even better just for representation's sake. But I do like Miles, and Miles likes he likes the character too. Like, he's been campaigning for it too. So Miles Brown would be fantastic for it as well. Tyra, what you got? They need to go ahead and cast Miles Brown. Yeah, listen, I'm for it. I'm fine with it. He is a good actor. I would totally take that all day. All day. Thank you for that, Tyra. Mo, what you got? Shamik looked like he could play ASAP Rocky instead of Miles Morales. Yeah, he probably could, but I ain't even gonna hate on ASAP right now because my man he's being a great dad. He's being a great dad right now. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate you. All right, let's move on. Oh, no, we do have another update. So not only do we have a live action Miles Morales potentially coming soon, but now we also found out, thank you, Amy, what the movie is going to be about. So she ended up saying here that the danger with a sequel is to go bigger just for bigger sake. But all the bells and whistles are no good unless you care. This movie is a love story between Miles and Gwen. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, Amy be giving y'all all the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I like that. Thank you, Amy, because I didn't know what the movie was about. But Amy don't care. I told y'all she gonna tell you everything to keep herself employed. Okay. So it does look like this is gonna be some sort of romance going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there's some other crazy situation going on. I'm pretty sure, but at least now we know. Now, I ain't gonna listen. When I first saw the trailer, I think we watched it together. I was like, yo, my man got put in the friend zone like real fast. I was like, dang, man, Miles can't get no love interest, like nothing. So I like the fact that hey, look, he got a chance. Okay. If it's gonna be him and Spider Gwen, cool. Like, whatever. He got a chance. I'm just saying, don't leave my man hanging out there like that in the friend zone. Don't nobody want to be stuck in the friend zone. That ain't cool. Okay. But anyway, Amy Pascal coming through with the updates. They need to interview her. I know Kevin Feige, like, yo, if you shut up, shut up. I know Kevin Feige be pressed. He got leakers. He got Amy talking. He got his movies underperforming. Boy, that man is pressed right now. He gonna have to do another retreat. It ain't, man. He gonna have to do something. All right, but that is all we have for the Spider-Verse stuff. Let's see. Juan, what is up? If they don't take too long to make it, maybe they could use Caleb McLaughlin. Yes, I like that. McLaughlin from Stranger Things to be Miles Morales. I don't know, but here's the thing. I do like him as an actor. My man is going through a growth spurt right now. Like, he done shot up. I don't know if you've seen him recently, but my man he actually got some facial hair now. Like, he ain't that little kid like he used to be. His voice done changed. Got him a nice little Adam's apple and everything, talking like a grown man. Just saying, this is why you got to catch him early, because he would have been a great one to do too. But he man, listen, my man been eating his Wheaties because he a grown man now. Super Mario, thank you so much. Anthony Mackie is Miles Morales. That's $1 billion in box office. See, now I thought we took care of the spam, but clearly we didn't. So where's my mod squad at? I need my mod squad to get back on the job because we got most spam alerts. We got another spam alert. But thank you. No, thank you, but thank you. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, I think we're gonna shift into DC, is it? Yeah, let's go into DC. As y'all know, there is a Batman spinoff happening. And this spinoff is going to be the Penguin. This is going to be Colin Farrell's character, the Penguin, and basically it's all just going to be about his rise to power, right? Now that there's a empty seat, right? And one of the questions that was some fans were asking was, is Batman gonna show up? Like a lot of fans was like, yo, who all gonna be there? Is Batman gonna be there? Like, I don't know. So there was a question about that, but according to some reports early on, it seemed as though Robert Pattinson's Batman, Robert Pattinson may appear in Penguin show, but probably not as Batman. Now, I'm not going to go through all the legal stuff because it was a whole bunch of conversation and it's long and boring and it's kind of pointless at this point now. But basically, to catch all up, there was a suspicion that there was a rights issue when it came to just Batman in general, showing up on TV shows. So, like for example, if you watch Teen Titans, Batman doesn't show up, but Bruce Wayne does. And apparently, what it was that back when I think like there were some rights that were sold when Fox owned the TV rights to the Adam West TV show, the Batman TV show back in the 70s. And then when Warner Brothers bought it, apparently the TV rights didn't convert, didn't go over. So yeah, you could have Batman all day on the movies, but you couldn't really have Batman on TV. That's why even in Gotham, you didn't really get Batman. You got some dude, you got Bruce Wayne dressed up, but it wasn't Batman, So that was a whole thing. However, the reason why we don't even need to deal with this, because thankfully, James Gunn be coming out here and be like, nah, that ain't true. Nope, none of it's true. Nope. And he just said, this is not true. That's it. Just as simple as that. It is not true. It is not the case. So I would say this. Maybe Batman shows up, but for sure, Robert Pattinson could show up and probably will show up. My guess, though, is that he's only going to show up as Bruce Wayne, mainly because you don't want to take this is the Penguin show, right? You don't want to get Boba Fetted in your own show, right? You don't want Mando to show up in your show and steal it. This ain't the Batman show. So it's okay if you have Bruce Wayne, because don't nobody really care about Bruce Wayne. Everybody care about Batman, right? And it would make more sense because the Penguin deals with more of a street level type of underworld and stuff like that. Anyway, Bruce Wayne is like still a major figure in Gotham, so it would make more sense to kind of like show up, have that star power, have people in the back of their minds be like, oh, I know that guy, that's Batman, but he ain't Batman, but he is Batman, right? Like we know that, but the attention doesn't go away from the Penguin because it's his show. So I think that first of all, I gotta say I am very, very happy that James Gunn squashed this like immediately. I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate this. This is kind of like what I wish Kevin Feige would do a little bit, sometimes, like when all these rumors be coming out, back when WandaVision, oh, Mephisto this, Mephisto. Like, imagine if Kevin Feige was like, ain't no Mephisto. And people was just, you ain't gonna have them theory videos no more. You ain't about to throw people off. You ain't about to have people assuming 50 million people finna show up in this and that and do all that. No, just squash that. It ain't happening. Okay. So I like this fact. I love the fact that James Gunn come out here and be like, nah, that ain't it. Nah, y'all don't need to go on daydreaming about these 50 million different possibilities because that one ain't the one. Thank you, James Gunn, for that. But how do y'all feel about the Penguin spinoff show? Do you like the idea of Robert Pattinson showing up? Maybe that's a distraction in itself. Do you want to see Bruce Wayne, or do you think it's better if they show Batman? You let me know what would make you more interested in the Penguin series. And by the way, how do you feel about James Gunn killing them rumors and killing all these things before they become wildfire? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right. We, you know what? We're gonna stay on James Gunn because my man has been having a time right now. Where is it? Okay. Yeah. So more James Gunn. So in case you haven't heard, James Gunn, as he became the new co-head of DC Studios, he made it clear that he was writing the script for a younger version of Superman. This is one of the prevailing reasons why they did not bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. He never closed the door on Henry Cavill coming back, but he said, like, yo, maybe, somewhere else down the line, multiverse, something like that. Who knows? But there are other things that could happen. But for now, he's focused on the very first chapter of the DCU, which is Gods and Monsters, and Superman Legacy is the first movie to really kick it off, right? And he decided to write it. But not only that, I think like a lot of people also suspected he was going to do more than just write it. So he actually gone on Twitter and said, yes, I'm directing Superman Legacy to be released on July 11th, 2025. And he goes on to say that my brother Matt told me when he saw the release date, he started to cry. I asked him why. He said, dude, it's dad's birthday. I hadn't realized. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit more into this just because I think it's kind of good to get a little more context. So James Gunn says, I lost my dad almost 3 years ago. He was my best friend. He didn't understand me as a kid, but he supported my love of comics and my love of film, and I wouldn't be making this movie now without him. It has been a long road to this point. I was offered Superman years ago. I initially said no because I didn't have a way in that felt unique and fun and emotional that gave Superman the dignity he deserved. Then, a bit less than a year ago, I saw a way in many ways, centering around Superman's heritage, how both his aristocratic Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform who he is and the choices he makes. So I chose to finally take on writing the script, but I was hesitant to direct despite the constant pestering by Safran and others to commit. Just because I write something doesn't mean I feel it in my bones, visually and emotionally, enough to spend over 2 years directing it, especially not something of this magnitude. But the long and the short of it is I love this script and I'm incredibly excited as we begin this journey. I will say this. I respect where he's coming from with this. Because if you're going to do something this big, you should put your all into it. This is your name that's going to be attached to it. This is the thing that's going to jumpstart everything. This is the flagship. This is the face of your brand. DC ain't DC without Superman. Now, the real MVP is Batman. The real moneymaker is Batman. But the face is really Superman. So I will say this. I don't know if James Gunn is going to make the best Superman movie ever. I don't know that. But I do respect the fact that he's going to put his money where his mouth is, and he's going to put his time and effort into what he's really building up. I can respect that. He's like, look, I ain't about to just go hire somebody else. I'm not about to write it and then give it to somebody else to direct, because just because you write it doesn't mean that that's going to be the way it comes out by the director. He's like, I'm going to be like Thanos. I'm going to go do it myself. All right. So what does that mean? That means if this movie is great, you're going to get all the credit. If this movie is terrible, you're going to get all this flack. So one way or another, it's on you. If you ever got to bet on somebody, bet on yourself. I'm not mad at this at all. And what I do like also is the fact that he had the wisdom. And again, we'll see if this works out later or not. Like, I don't know if this movie's going to be good or not, but I like the fact that he had the insight to be like, I ain't got nothing right now. I can't make a Superman movie right now, so I don't want it. But now that he's like channeling all these different things, especially with his dad and stuff like that, his love of the character and so on and so forth. Okay. Because I'd rather you go off of something that you believe in and do it rather than just doing it because you have to make a Superman movie, you the boss, blah, 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 trying to cash a check. I don't want a movie where you're just trying to cash a check. I want a movie that you feel. And your job now is to make us feel what you feel. And we're going to have to wait and see if he can do that. I do believe, based off of James Gunn's previous work, and because of what comes with Superman, I do think that he has what it takes to give us those emotional feels. And he's experienced enough in the comic book movie realm to know what people like or don't like. Now, sometimes, and this has been my critique with James Gunn a lot of times, sometimes he don't know when to pull back. And that is my concern with him and Superman. There's no one there to check him. He's just like Tyler Perry at this point. Peter Safran ain't finna come in here and check him. That's not Peter Safran's job. Peter Safran is only there to run the business. He's there to do the business side of things, make the deals, sign the papers, do the contract, all that. That's what Peter Safran does. The creative stuff is James Gunn's role. There ain't nobody above him to say nothing except for Zaslav, but Zaslav is like, man, I hired you to do this stuff. So my main concern, you the writer and the director, and you finna be the producer, ain't no checks and balances right now. That could be a great thing, or it could be a bad thing. Don't know, but you got the power now. You got the juice now. Let's see what happens. I don't know. But yes, I've brought up Tyler Perry because that's been the biggest issue with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is a freaking genius. This man is a genius. But in my opinion, the things that he creates need some sort of other feedback besides his own. Now, I think that over the years, he has guarded himself from that because unfortunately, he does have a lot of haters. And if all you hear is hate, you never gonna make time to hear constructive criticism. And I don't think he's in that position. And that's his right. He doesn't have to. But unfortunately, when you have people that don't have checks and balances, whatever they give is what you're gonna have to take. And you're gonna have to take sometimes their flaws that might come along with it. If something is corny, who's gonna tell them otherwise? If something lasts too long, who's gonna tell them otherwise? If something just doesn't work, who is going to tell them otherwise? So James Gunn is in a very similar situation. Whatever he puts out, I mean, think about it. Think about this. James Gunn's about to sit here and make a Superman movie that he wrote, direct, and produced. James Gunn is also the boss of DC Studios. You mean to tell me that when they go out there and say, hey, employees, hey, staff, crew, what do y'all think about this movie? We love it, sir. This is the greatest Superman movie ever, sir. Who gonna tell him his movie sucks if it does? Who? It ain't gonna be nobody else. So good luck to him. I hope it works out. I love the fact that he's putting his heart behind it. I love the fact that he is like, feeling really attached to this. So we'll see what happens. Now, at the same time, James Gunn is the same person that sat here and told me The Flash is the greatest super movie ever made. And he also told me that Shazam 2 was like the most fun, greatest, whatever. Bro, I got trust issues with you. At least on some of your takes. Yeah, just saying. Just a little bit. But we'll see. Anyway, how do y'all feel about James Gunn directing and writing and producing this Superman movie? Again, a lot is writing on it. This is, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest with this. Y'all know good and well the Snyder, the bad part, I'll say that, the cultish part of the Snyder fan base can't wait to review, bomb, and attack this movie. They cannot wait. They are licking their chops. I guarantee you, the second the trailer come out, the trailer has so many dislikes. They gonna treat this movie like it was a black person that got cast as a white character. Little Mermaid. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be that instant mob-like mentality of did Snyder did James Gunn breathe? Dislike, spam them up, hate it, kill it, review bomb it up, boycott. Oh, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. But anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts. Kato, what you got? He could shut down the whole Penguin show for real, for real. I mean, I want to see it. And I say that very loosely because I think I've been on record by saying this. I'm not a fan of the Batman rogue gallery. There may be like 3, maybe 4 Batman villains that I am really interested in. Court of Owls, love them. Very, very interesting dynamic because they can attack Bruce and Batman at the same time. Love it. Obviously, Joker, Ra's al Ghul, and then I probably go with Hush. Like those villains for me are like, and Deathstroke. You could throw in Deathstroke too. But like the rest of them, Two-Face, I don't care. Falcone, I definitely don't care. Penguin, you scared of a fat man bird? No, I don't care about them. I don't care about none of that. If Batman can beat you up, I don't care about you. If you can't jack up Batman in like a psychological or physical way or whatever, I don't care about you. I just don't. Like those are the lightweights. Those are the ones, those are the villains that Batman be doing in between the bigger villains later on. I don't care about them. So Penguin as a series, I don't really care about, but I am kind of interested to see what they do with it because you are getting a better actor, you're getting a better story potentially. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, most of the Gotham villains, like the street villains, I just like y'all only there because of legacy. Y'all are only there because y'all been there before. Y'all are not there because you're actually interesting. Like don't the Riddler. You asking questions. You asking questions? That's your superpower? You asking all these questions? Should have asked the question. What do the 5 fingers say to the face? That's the only question you could be answering to Batman. And that's it. And you done for. But I mean, I guess other people like it. I don't know. Nelson, what you got? If Gunn can pull the DCU off with great movies, then he can do Crisis on 2 Earths, DC, and Snyderverse. Listen, DC has so much untapped potential. It's crazy. This is one of the reasons why I was never the biggest Snyderverse fan, because I didn't believe that Snyder handled the properties in the best way to extract the most profit and potential from them. Snyder's vision, in my opinion, was so narrow and trying to go into this dark, this injustice type of thing that was such a niche. It's like everything Snyder was trying to do, that's something you're supposed to do maybe 20 years later after we've actually gotten a good established DC universe. Like, give us the alternate version stuff later, not right off the jump. Like, bro, you still got to sell toys. You still got to sell merch. You still got to sell this to the kids first. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally how Marvel got started. If we talking about copying formulas and stuff. Do y'all know? I mean, I think I told y'all this before. Did y'all know Marvel did not start off with Iron Man because, oh my gosh, they foresaw Robert Downey being so great or whatever? No, they had a choice of Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. And the reason why they picked Iron Man was because they went to a little focus group with a bunch of little kids and asked them, which one of these toys would you play with? And every single one of them picked Iron Man. So they were like, oh, if the kids want to play with an Iron Man toy, we need to make an Iron Man movie so we can sell that merchandise. I'm saying that's how you propel yourself. You got to sell it to the general audience first, and then you can start doing all this offshoot weird stuff later on or whatever. Kids ain't finna sit here buying no Doomsday, whatever toys. They not finna sit here and buy your sad Batman. What are you what? They not finna go. Ain't no kid finna go buy no Flash running like this. No kid. I don't know no kid that want to see a Flash that look like he's swimming while he walking. Now one kid is gonna have that. Stop it. Anyway, I don't even know why I got on that. DC has a lot of opportunities. We'll go with that. They got a lot. Let's see. One back at it. E-Man for DC and Marvel future test screen. Hey, listen. If they want it, I help them. I will volunteer my time. I'll take my critic hat off. Like, look, I want all these movies to win. All of them. I want every single one to win. I don't have no favorites. Marvel, DC. I want all of them to win. Because all of this, I grew up on all of these. I read DC comics and Marvel comics. You know, so man, it frustrates me when they get these things wrong. That's the problem I have. I be getting real upset. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all got all this money, all this potential, and y'all be dropping the bags. Speaking of which, y'all, Tom Cruise done synced it. Now, I don't know if this is a marketing thing. I don't know if this is. I don't know. I don't know, but this is breaking news. It just came out a couple hours ago. Apparently, and in case you didn't know, most of Hollywood believes that Tom Cruise has saved Hollywood with Top Gun. So, with that, Tom Cruise is sitting on high because he trusted himself, his movie, when a lot of people said otherwise. So right now, Tom Cruise is on cloud nine. Everybody's riding Tom Cruise. But apparently, Tom Cruise done synced the Flash. That's right. Tom Cruise has seen the Flash. And let me tell you this story about what happened. In late February, according to several sources, Cruise had a meeting with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, during which the mogul mentioned how great the movie was. Cruise, curiosity piqued, then asked to see it. Zaslav acquiesced to the request, and a copy of the movie was sent over to Cruise. A Warner Brothers employee brought the movie to Cruise's home in Beverly Hills and stayed until the actor finished watching The Flash. When Cruise finished, the movie was given back to the messenger, who returned it to the studio. Cruise was so taken by what he saw that soon after, he reached out to Machete, the director. It was a call out of the blue for the director. Cruise is said to have raved about the movie, saying something to the effect that Flash is everything you want in a movie, and this is the kind of movie we need now. Wow. 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 So, for the man who has saved Hollywood, for the man who has said Top Gun Maverick is everything that we need, that we love in movies, da 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 da. And for this man to see this movie and rip and rave about it and say, this is what we need right now. That's a hell of an endorsement. That's a hell of an endorsement. However, Anybody asking about Ezra Miller? No. Hmm. I just want to know what Tom Cruise thinks about Ezra Miller. Like that'd be my question. I just want to know. That's great that the movie's cool. I want to know what you think about Ezra Miller and all the misconducts and the arrests and the grooming allegations and rehab. Okay, cool. But you sure that's what we need right now? You sure? Is that what Hollywood needs right now? So I'm just a little skeptical right now of I'm not making any accusations. I am going to ask a question. I wonder how did this story leak? Why did this story come out? Because I don't think it's uncommon that an actor or even another director could ask for a screening and whatever, favors are done all the time, right? But I never heard of something like this to this magnitude where it's a story. This feels like leak this to the press. That's what it feels like. Everybody likes Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise had a great movie. Tom Cruise likes our movie. So should you. That's some hell of marketing. That's a hell of good marketing. I'll say that. Whether it's intentional or not. Warner Brothers did not come out and say this. This is according to insiders, but then again, insiders have been fed information before to leak to the press. That's not new. And I don't think I shared this last time, but it was stated that apparently Ezra Miller will be allowed to do limited press. Now, I think we had talked about that. I'm sure we did because let me see. Yeah, they don't really want to put this out there. The articles are not really all the way out there with this at all. Uh mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it's only like one main outlet really talking about it. But yeah, so they're only gonna do limited press. What is this? Yeah. All right, whatever. They're only gonna do limited press for the Flash, which is, expected, right? Like, and I've said this too, like, they not gonna ask Ezra no real questions. What you gonna ask Ezra? Hey Ezra, how did it feel to get back in the costume? Yeah, let's go with that. Ezra, what do you read comics? Y'all not finna ask Ezra no real questions. Not one. Nobody. I guarantee it. And the studio ain't gonna let y'all ask no real questions. And I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I'd love to hear stuff like, yo, Ezra, what you gonna do about all them cases? I mean, that's a legitimate question. You have a lot of cases. You have a lot of allegations. How do you respond to that? Basic. That's not even a hardball question. That's like, can we not act like that's not the elephant in the room? Because if you really want, I'd ask me like, look, you got some serious allegations, but yet you portraying the superhero on screen. How do you juggle that? Like, what are you doing with that, bro? How are you a superhero and a villain at the same time? What you gonna do? You know? So I love to hear the questions y'all would ask Ezra Miller. That'd be great. Let me know what questions the press should ask Ezra Miller. So yeah, and listen, that's great that Zaslav loves the Flash. James Gunn loves the Flash. Screeners, test screenings, love the Flash. Tom Cruise, love the crack. That's great. That's wonderful. And I believe it. That trailer was fire. That was a good trailer. Okay. I still need to see it because I've been down this road with y'all before, DC. I've been down this road where like I've heard good things, and then I've seen good things with the trailer, and then I get into the movie theater and I'm like, this wasn't what I was promised. We've been down that road. Y'all not gonna get my hopes up too high this time. I do believe that it's gonna be good. I don't know how good, but I am very curious about what this limited press is gonna be like. What 9 questions they about to ask. Ain't gonna do nothing. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about Tom Cruise seeing the Flash. Does it change your mind? Does it give you hope? Does it make it more interesting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, next up, we're gonna stick on DC. This is their time to shine right now. Ben Affleck just recently did a pretty lengthy interview with the Hollywood Reporter, and in it, he definitely talked about a lot of different things. But I think most notably in this interview, he talked about his experience with DC in terms of like the past movies, making Justice League, Batman v Superman, etc., etc. So I'm gonna go through a couple of the things that he had said. Like I said, it's a very, very long interview. So I'm just gonna highlight. I'm just gonna go over some of the Justice League stuff that he said, and we'll talk about that. So right now, he said here the Justice League experience, the fact that those stories became somewhat repetitive to me and less interesting. Yeah, I did finally figure out how to play that Batman, and I nailed it in the Flash. For the 5 minutes I'm there, it's really great. And he goes on to say, I tried to fit myself into a Batman. And by the way, I like a lot of the stuff we did, especially Batman v Superman. So the interviewer was like, but not Justice League? What went wrong there? And Affleck was like, Justice League. You could teach a seminar on all the reasons why this is how not to do it, ranging from production to bad decisions to horrible personal tragedy, and just ending with the most monstrous taste in my mouth. Yikes. So just to kind of give people a little context here. When he was talking about the production bad decisions and the horrible tragedy, the tragedy that he's referring to is Zack Snyder losing his daughter to suicide. And while everybody and they mama was like, get this man time to grieve. Like, it's a parent that lost a child and it's the middle of shooting. Give him time. We can wait. Like, we understand life happens. Nobody was sitting here saying, "Oh, forget Zach's tragedy and forget his family. Like, get another direct." Nobody was saying that, except for the studio and the previous regime that was in charge. Was like, nah. Time is money. We got to get these bonuses. Let's go get Joss Whedon to come and make and finish this movie. So even though Zack Snyder had most of the stuff shot and stuff like that, they brought in Joss Whedon, and the other terrible decisions. They was looking over their shoulder at what Marvel was doing at that time, and they was like, "Oh no, everybody says Batman v Superman is too dark. Let's lighten this movie up." Literally. So they literally made Justice League more colorful. They literally added more stupid jokes, and the movie was a mess. It was trash. It was not good. And of course, having all of this stuff happen, and then there were also accusations of like abusive on-set behavior from Joss Whedon. I'm sorry, the cast was basically saying Joss Whedon was out of pocket. Ben Affleck, to my knowledge, I haven't seen or I don't recall him specifically speaking about this, but I know Jason Momoa corroborated what Ray Fisher talked about. I believe Gal Gadot also corroborated some of that, but I think this might have been Ben Affleck's nicer way of saying, like, yeah, it was a problem without really naming no names. Now, he does go on. Now, they asked him, isn't that because Zack Snyder's fans are so intense online? He was like, say what you want. You know, it's my highest rated career movie, but I was going to direct a Batman and Justice League made me go, I'm out. I never want to do any of this again. I'm not suited. That was the worst experience I've seen in a business which is full of some crappy experiences. It broke my heart. There was an idea of someone, Joss Whedon, coming in like, I'll rescue you and we'll do 60 days of shooting and I'll write a whole thing around what you have. I've got the secret. And it wasn't the secret. That was hard. And I started to drink too much. I was back at the hotel in London and it was either that or jump out the window. Bruh. Justice League was so bad you almost committed suicide. Like, I don't know if he was saying that out of jest or nothing, but I have not seen anyone really like talking about the fact that this movie was so bad, the production was so bad that it made him go back to being an alcoholic and want to thinking about jumping out a window. I mean, that's just sad. That's just sad. Like, I don't like this is a job most of the time, right? To go in, go do your movie, do your part, get paid, whatever. Bro, it was that hard. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, I know them DC movies were struggling, but golly. Oof. And then, like I said, you know, Joss Whedon, they thought he was the golden child. And this is what happens when you sit here trying to copy somebody else's homework. They was like, oh, Joss Whedon just made Avengers with $1 billion, and he just made Avengers, Age of Ultron, which didn't do as it underperformed. It made a good 1.5 billion, but it underperformed. They thought he had the keys to the kingdom, and they was like, nah, he ain't got that juice. He ain't got it. Nah, nah. Clearly, he don't. Anyway, he goes on. He says, I don't condescend to that or put it down, but I got to a point where I found creatively not satisfying. So Affleck said, so they asked him, so if DC came up to you now and said, do you want to direct something? Affleck said, I would not direct something for the James Gunn DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that. That was probably the hardest news from that entire piece to me. Because in case you did not know, Ben Affleck is a fantastic director. And this is a guy that, really cares about the comic book genre. Like he was in Daredevil. It didn't do very well, but a man was, he wasn't the problem. Like, just wasn't that good. He came back as Batman. He was not the problem. His version of Batman I actually like, but the direction and the writing and everything else just didn't work. So I was a little heartbroken because one of the rumors potentially was that Affleck was going to do a version of Batman where it was going to be him versus Deathstroke. And like it was just going to be this crazy thing. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's a real rumor or not. I just heard it. Maybe it's not true. But having Ben Affleck direct something, the way this guy, he's really, really smart. Based off of this interview, based off of if you just listen to what he talks about, how he talks about movies, the guy gets it. Like he's really, really talented. Argo, by the way, if you've never seen Argo, go watch that. Argo, Argo, fantastic movie. Only one best director for it, best picture, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Um, but it is very, very sad to hear that he would not be willing to direct anything. My thing is, and I wish the interviewer would have asked him this. I'm like, what if it was like a DC Elseworld? Like there are DC other things that are happening. Okay, maybe you're not doing Brave and the Bold Batman with within the DCU. That's James Gunn's main thing, but they have other outside stuff that would be cool. But anyway, they didn't follow up. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about the fact that Ben Affleck had a terrible past? He likes the fact that BVS or whatever is highest rated, blah blah blah. That's great. No, I'm sorry. I think it was the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut was one of his highest ones. He likes that, but his set experience on Justice League was terrible. And how do you feel about the fact that he's just never going to direct a DC movie and he's done? He's done with DC like that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right. Travis, what you got? My fear is that all will be forgotten and Ezra will continue like nothing happened. Travis, you and me both. I've said for again, because I want to be very clear with what I'm saying. I believe that if Ezra Miller does have actual mental health issues, Ezra should go get help. And supposedly, right now, Ezra is getting help. At the same time, I don't believe that Ezra's mental health issues absolve them from like any type of consequences of the actions that took place. Like, I can't just go running around terrorizing people, trespassing, stealing, assaulting, grooming minors. I can't go doing these things and just be like, sorry, mental health. Now, I could go get treatment. I could go get better. I'm still going to have to do that time. I'm still going to have to pay that fine. I'm still going to have to do whatever restitution is needed. I would not want to be looked at as a role model for children. And that's my bigger issue with just the whole perception. It's the optics of the things that matter to me. Are these the optics? I don't care how great this movie can make $1 billion. And it might. That still does not warrant Ezra Miller coming back as if nothing happened. Again, I don't care how much treatment Ezra get. Ezra could make a full recovery. Ezra could come back, got 100%, 10 bill of health. I don't care. I don't care. Because the things that you're associated with have no business being in the same conversation, the same existence, the same plane with you being a superhero for children. None. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, Travis. I appreciate you. All right. I think we got Boss. Thank you so much. This ain't news to anyone who listened to the women and black man on the set with Joss Whedon. But when Ben Affleck says it, but glad he's spilling. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing. He still didn't really I feel like he still held back, and you're right. Like Ray Fisher been talking about this for years, right? Gal Gadot finally stepped up years after. She stepped up. Jason Momoa didn't really get too, because he still worked there. He didn't get too deep, but he was like, yo, I support you. Thanks, Ben. Like kinda, sorta, Now, if only we can get enough people to just hold Ezra accountable. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see what DC chooses. But my man, I am not gonna be a fan of if they bring Ezra back. Just not. All right, let's move on to the last topic, and that is Shazam with DC's future. So I have told y'all, I have told y'all the red flags that I have seen for Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. My review, like I said, I am gonna post my review. I just posted my reaction right out the theater the other day, so like you guys at least have an idea of where I'm coming from. I'll just tell you right now, I'm not a fan of the movie. Not a fan. Like after I slept on it, I was like, nah, this wasn't it. So I will post my review a little later. Matter of fact, I didn't even feel like writing the review. Like to be very honest with you, like I was just like, this movie is so blah. I don't even feel like writing this, you know. But I did. It's out there. It ain't gonna be a long, deep review. But I will go ahead and share that with y'all tomorrow. But I told y'all about the red flags. I told y'all about the fact that they didn't give a screening until literally Wednesday, the day before it comes out on Thursday. I told y'all that that they were not letting press review the stuff until much later, until the last minute. That's never a good sign. Did they let Tom Cruise come and see Shazam? I didn't hear that. Right? Did y'all hear Zaslav saying Shazam 2 was the greatest thing ever? I didn't. James Gunn said that it was so great, but then again, James Gunn and Zachary Levi, they're both good friends. So I expect that out of them. Where's Tom Cruise at now? Where's Tom Cruise at now? Y'all can't send him a secret copy? Y'all didn't want to send, nobody wanted to send him a secret screener for Shazam 2? Oh, okay. All right. I see how it is. So, as I constantly try to help y'all get a good perspective of the game, and I told you about the red flags, it ain't looking too hot for Shazam right now. Because, boy, these Rotten Tomato critics, woo, it's hitting hard. It's hitting hard. Right now, Shazam is sitting at a 54%. Yikes. Hold on, let me refresh this. 54% on Rotten Tomato. Ooh! 60. Ooh, hold on. Let me see. Did they add mine yet? Hold on, because I know I put something in there. Let me see. Nah, they ain't even put mine in there yet. Well, that's it. Now, here's the thing. Fans, they at 86. Keep in mind, this is only out of 250 plus reviews, right? And honestly, for a movie that has come out this early, that's not a very high number. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to go up or down or anything. I'm just saying this sample size is not that high. When it comes to critics, you're probably going to get anywhere. If you can get over 100 critics to review something, that's going to give you a good idea of what it is. And by the way, let me just explain this real quick. This just means that 54% of this 160 individual reviews liked it. That's what that means, because I know a lot of people really don't understand what or how Rotten Tomatoes works, and they just really don't get it. Most critics liked it. Okay, for Rotten Tomatoes, a 60% or higher is fresh. So if more than 60% like something, then you get a fresh tomato. So even if you're at 54, it means the majority like it. But even that majority, that doesn't mean that they gave it high praises, right? So again, let's say every critic that did like it, the 54%, if all of them said, nah, this is a 6 out of 10, so that means the movie's still average, that you can still get that 54%. Okay. They're still giving them a passing grade. So just because y'all see something is fresh, or just because you see something is rotten, there's more to the story. This is just to give you a quick little snap, just a quick glimpse of like a percentage of how many people like it or don't. But unfortunately, not enough critics like it. And I would argue when it comes to the audience score, wait until that comes into the thousands. Once you get like 5,000, reviews, something like that, that's when you get a better sense of whether or not the movie has appeal or not. But like I said, them red flags, not so great. Not so great. So not only is the Rotten Tomatoes a red flag, and I told y'all this. Now, let me tell y'all about the other red flag, and watch for this too, just in case. Watch for this. Don't y'all remember the other excuse I told y'all? Do y'all remember the excuse I told you that the studios are gonna give when critics just so happen not to like something, but then all of a sudden fans like it? Do y'all remember that excuse? We made it for the fans. We didn't make it for the critics. We made it for the fans. Don't ever fall for that nonsense. Don't ever fall for that nonsense. That is probably the worst market. I get it. I get why they say that, but it is one of the worst marketing things y'all could say. Why? Two reasons. One, I'm a fan too. I happen to be a critic. I like these things. You didn't make it for me too? Why not? Why wouldn't you make it for the people that take the time out their day and the energy to like literally analyze your movie and promote it for you? One critic can talk to more people than one little fan can with a word of mouth. One critic that works for Variety, Deadline, comicbook.com, whatever, that has a reach of like millions could help promote your movie to new heights. But you didn't make it. You didn't make it for us? Why do you do advanced screenings then? You give us advanced screenings so we can promote your movies and elevate you and get that word of mouth going. But you didn't make it. You didn't make it for the okay. All right. We'll see about that. Anyway, it's all good though when the critics love it. Ooh, it's all good. Ooh. Hey, we're 98% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, y'all. But when y'all not so hot, well, we made it for the fans. Okay. All right. See how that works. Anyway, if there were even more red flags, and I'm not gonna do this because I know the movie's just coming out. I'm not gonna go and ruin the movie for anybody. Another red flag was the fact that Shazam sat here and just straight up spoiled a cameo. Like, this is either desperation or it's just incompetence, one way or another. I don't know. Like, y'all didn't learn from Black Adam? Y'all didn't like y'all didn't learn that the cameos, that sharing them ahead of time are not always the best way to get the people going? You didn't know about that? Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, we saw how that worked out for Black Adam. We saw the fact that they leaked it, they showed it, whatever, they talked about it on the carpet. Like, now y'all put it like in a whole trailer. So now Zachary Levi, the star of the whole thing, he's basically talked about the future of it. And let me see if I can get the actual quote. Now, I actually like Zach Levy. I hope it's Levy. I don't know if it's Levy or Levi. But he does say something here about, whether or not he's gonna go forward as Shazam or not. Like, don't know. And he did respond on the red carpet and said, let's see. We both think the plans are dope for the future of Shazam. But he did say that let's see. Oh, this is the writer. I'm sorry. The writer said we both think that the plans are dope. As far as Shazam moving forward, they've said that if this movie does well, then we can continue in their universe in the DCU. So it's really kind of contingent on this weekend and the next weekend and the weekend after that. Okay. Oh, is it Levi? Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Levi. Thank you. So, Shazam's future depends on how it does. Well, so far, we know it ain't hitting there, right? I mean, it ain't hitting right there on the critic side, but there have been movies that have been panned by critics and they still make a lot of money, like Venom, right? That could still happen. Okay. I thought this was also interesting. Levi got into a bit of a conversation with somebody on comicbook.com, Brandon Davis. And I thought this was interesting. Brandon said, the issue I have here is if those credit scenes, the post-credit scenes of Shazam 2, are never going to lead to anything, it's a bummer. Between the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Black Adam, and Shazam 2, it felt like the DCEU finally had a direction again, and then the studio decided to reset. Poor timing. Now, listen, I've talked to Brandon, cool guy. I don't know what direction he thought he saw. Like, I don't know what direction you thought the DCEU was going in, except because to me, I was like, it was in the toilet. Like, Suicide Squad, I didn't know what that was going to go do. Peacemaker, Black Adam, that had a future, that had direction. Shazam 2, okay, but hey, okay, it's cool. Now, Levi came in and said, never gonna lead to anything. Says who? Okay. So it sounds like Zach is kind of like, like, yo, don't count us out yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, who told you that we wasn't gonna go nowhere? Right? So Brandon responded and said, I hope so, man. That's why I put the if in there. We are all left here wondering what's next with the reset that's coming. Now, he put it in quotes. That's good. As a fan of both Shazam movies, I hope the story continues. And Zach goes on and says, it's all going to come down to box office, Bubba, just like every other movie ever made. So let's encourage folks to go treat themselves to a night out at the movies watching the Shazam movie. Then there won't be a bummer to worry about. So it doesn't matter what the critics say. It doesn't matter what the rotten reviews say. What matters is the box office, right? So, in other words, because I think the first Shazam movie made about 300 mil. Wasn't bad, wasn't great. It was cool. It was decent. As long as this movie does well in the box office, y'all good. Right? Shazam 2 flies lower than the first film with 3.4 million in previews. The first movie had 5.9 million on Thursday previews, and this one's only got 3.4 for the Thursday showing. Well, I mean, that's a very tiny sample size. But it's not a good start. It's not a good start. Just keeping it funky. If your future is dependent on box office success, and right now folks are already kind of sort of doubting whether this is going to be good or not, because the word of mouth around this movie ain't that great. A lot of people, oh, it's super fun. A lot of people like, it's fine. I don't see a lot of people saying, y'all, we gotta go see this. Or if they do and they have seen it, I'm just saying, I haven't seen a lot of people saying, I gotta go back and rewatch it. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what the box office does. Because my question will be, if this movie makes less than what the first one made, what y'all finna do? What y'all gonna do? Now, in my opinion, the biggest miss, and it's not a critique on the movie, but it's just a separate opinion. And I've said this before. The biggest miss is the fact that y'all didn't have Black Adam in this movie. If you had Black Adam as the main antagonist, if you had The Rock in this movie, everybody would have won. Shazam would have won as a successful sequel. The Rock would have won as a great introduction for another Black Adam movie. And audiences would have won by having a dope situation on screen with two powerhouse superheroes. But here we are. Here we are. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all we got for today. I don't know where the future is for them with Shazam. If it was me, if I could talk to James Gunn, I'd be like, look, Shazam is a wrap. This is what Bob Iger was also talking about. Every character don't need an individual movie, and Shazam definitely don't need no more movies, like at all. No thanks. Just don't do it. Shazam don't need no more. Now, what you can do is you can keep Zach in future movies, put him in other stuff, because Shazam as a character is funny in small roles, and not just funny goofy, but like he's a good contributor in general. If you go watch Justice League Unlimited, they show you Shazam here or there, and the little parts that he comes in, he's fine. But we don't need no whole story after his origin story and maybe fighting Black Adam here or there. I don't care about Shazam like that. Shazam has usually been a much more functional supporting cog in a bigger story. What was it? Crisis on Infinite Earths? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I like Levi. I think he should stay as Shazam. I just don't think they need more movies. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. Ooh, look at that, under 3 hours. Under 3 hours. Yeah. Leave all your thoughts, comments in the comments down below. I love talking to y'all and chit-chatting and seeing what y'all still be thinking about stuff. Y'all already know what to do. It is the weekend, so make sure you wash them hands and wash them butts. And enjoy yourself. We are going to reconvene, I think, on Wednesday. It depends on if I got a screener or not. I'll try to meet up with y'all on Wednesday so we can talk about Mandalorian. Of course, we definitely gonna meet next Friday, and then I've got a review I got to work on tomorrow for you guys for Shazam 2. Sorry, I would have it earlier, but they didn't want to give your boy time. Wonder why. Anyway, until next time, I will see y'all. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye.